Many of you must have observed the issue of the SD card getting corrupted when using with the Raspberry Pi Zero or Raspberry Pi W or other Raspberry Pis. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about it and what are the possible solutions, why it happens like this. So the way the SD card gets corrupted is that and the software tries to write a lot of files while it's doing something, and when it's in the process of writing some data to the SD card and you suddenly pull out the cards, that SD card generally damages. um, and then there are some ways you could overcome this problem, although not completely but partially. For example, one software solution could be the partition this SD card in such a way that you make the system files, the boot files, into a read only partition, and then you could have another partition for the data when you are trying to write the data. So what it will do is that your system file will stay intact. So the next time you boot it up, at least it will boot to the operating system. You can see it booted completely. But your data could be corrupted, but that's fine. You could recover the data, or you could try. The data may not be important. And then there are other solutions, like you can make the whole SD card as a read only, and then you can use a separate storage for your data. For example, you could use a USB flash thumb drive for the storing your data, or you could use an I2C EEPROM. The data is not very big. And now coming back to the hardware solution, what you could do is you could have, for example, this is the plus 5 volt that you typically supply to your Raspberry Pi. What we could do is we could use a diode. So there will be some diode drop, but then there is a circuit that does it. Ideally, almost no drop. There are circuits using a FET solution, and then this power supply 5 volt goes to the board through this diode. So normally this is the path that you will normally supply your Raspberry Pi using this power supply, but we place a super cap. What is a super cap? It's a very big value super capacitor, something like 2 farad or maybe 5 farad. It has to have a voltage rating of slightly substantially higher than 5 volt, typically like 8 volt or 10 volt. And then once this power is pulled off, this capacitor, which is fully charged, now starts supplying this current, but it cannot last much, maybe like 10 seconds or something. Good enough for you to give it a shutdown command, and that shutdown command can be automatic. And how it can be automatic? The intelligent trick is that there are two resistor dividers that will, when this power cord is there, this will go to a GPIO pin, and that will usually be a high value. If you use this resistor divider, it will be around 3.3 volt. But the moment you pull that cord, this voltage level is going to be zero, and then your software can detect it, and based upon that detection, it can issue an automatic shutdown command. So that's where there's a project called PiZ SuperCap. Just search for PiZ SuperCap. It costs like $12 or something. It is on the Kickstarter, but even after the Kickstarter, you could buy it for $12. And this becomes especially important if you have like a commercial project, or if you are doing something like an industrial application where you want that SD card to be preserved and not getting corrupted. But even in the normal operation as well, what you could do is you could use it so your SD card does not get corrupted. But the best thing to do would be to use this hardware based solution as well as the software based solution to give it a double protection, so as to say. But these are some of the ways you could I wanted to tell about the SD card corruption. If you want more information, just write me in the comment section. And also, finally, there's a link where you can buy this super cap by going directly to the Kickstarter or through the website. Thanks.